Hello everyone, this is Kaustav Bhattacharya and I welcome you to my YouTube channel Aaj Ka HR. Like, subscribe and share to my YouTube videos, and 250 plus subscribers, well, that means a lot to me. See, keep on subscribing and liking my videos like this. And today's session is going to be on a business concept. Actually, some of the business I have started a new section specifically for new business owners and entrepreneurs, and in which I shall try to explain to them a couple of business concepts with proper examples and case studies, so they can apply these business concepts on their own businesses. So today's session, as I've already told you, is going to be on risk management. But before that, I need to explain to you what risk is all about. So risk is an exposure to an uncertain event that is actually associated with danger. See, risks are certain uncertainties and unpredictable events that cannot be predicted at all. But in these uncertainties and unpredictable events lies opportunities. I'll try to explain to you why identification of opportunity in a risk is important, and there are certain risks which I'll tell you are negative risks, which do not have any opportunity in them, and people take them and suffer from them, and later on complain about suffering from taking a risk. But in such event, risks are different from gambling, I'll say. See, in gambling, nothing can be predicted, and in risk the same is the case. But in gambling there is no data, no previous data is available. That is why it cannot be managed properly. But risk, if managed properly, can be profitable for a business enterprise, can be very rewarding. So before explaining to you what risk management is about, I am going to explain to you that there are two different types of risk. One are the pure risks, and the another one are the speculative risks. See, pure risks are generally not man-made risks. These are the risks that are associated with the act of God, like the risks that originate from the natural disasters, from tsunamis, from earthquake. So these are generally the risks that are associated with pure risks. Then there are speculative risks. The speculative risks are actually man-made risks. These are the risks from which profits and losses originate, and these are the risks in which we should be talking about which we should be talking and we should be discussing, and I'll be giving you examples and case studies on this already. So see, these are the speculative risks include technical and IT risks. There are project management risks, organizational risks, compliance risks, and financial risk. Let me first explain to you what technical or IT risks are all about with an example. See, most of the business enterprise share files and share vital information within the local area network in the business itself, and such information sharing occurs inside the business organization, which is not meant for the external world. Especially business enterprise that are protected by its core competence need to protect its information, need to protect its vital data from the external world. In such circumstances, any kind of theft of data, any kind of robbery of the vital information about the product can cause catastrophic damage to a business enterprise. It may result in the launching of the product by a rival firm before the firm that actually thought about launching such a product actually happens. So in such circumstances, a business actually runs the risk of their data getting hacked in the process. So in such circumstances, a business enterprise has got to hire an ethical hacker and have got to protect its vital data from getting hacked by the hackers, and protecting its core competence thereof. So this is a risk that is associated with information technology, and there are other risks such as engineering, that are associated with engineering, that are associated with manufacturing. These are the risks that business enterprise are subjected to, and these risks are classified as technical risks. The second one in this category are the project management risks. Project management risks are the risks that are associated with actually project management, with developing of strategies, with developing a blueprint for products and services. I'm going to explain this to you with an example, so that you understand it better. See, the thing is, if a project manager actually takes a lot of time in drafting a project itself, in preparing the blueprint of a product, the product might get such a product might already get launched by a rival firm within that time, without it being launched by the firm itself. So this might cause a serious problem for a business enterprise. So this is generally a risk that is associated with project management. The third one is this, that the third risk in this process are the organizational risks. See, the organizational risks are those risks that are existent within the organization itself. It's the risks that are associated with the organizational structure, with the manpower within the organization, the more complex one such risk is the complexity of the organizational structure. The more complex the organizational structure, the more difficult it is to delegate authority, and at the same time the more difficult it is to get the job done, and the information doesn't actually flow in the way it is supposed to flow within the enterprise. In such circumstances, business actually runs the risk of delaying the process of the flow of information. So these are the organizational risks. The last one, the fourth one after this are the financial risks. See, the financial risk, I don't think I need to explain a lot about this, because many of you are already accustomed, are already aware of what the financial risks are. Generally business enterprise invest into different businesses, invest into different assets, but there are certain business assets, there are certain business opportunities in which they shouldn't invest, and this they should understand, because this sort of investments can land a business enterprise into serious crisis, and into serious financial crisis. Such type of financial risks have got to be avoided by a business enterprise, but these are the financial risks that are associated with a business. The last one in this are the compliance risks. Compliance risks are those risks that a business enterprise are exposed to with the laws that are formed by the land. So the governments formulate rules and regulations. If an organization is not being able to adhere to these rules and regulations and restrictions, then it runs the compliance risks upon itself. So these are some of the speculative risks that I have explained to you just now. Now risks have got to be taken. For entrepreneurs it's all about risk taking, for business owners it's all about risk taking, and businesses actually thrive on taking risks. The market itself is very risky. Here nothing can be predicted. Today the market functions in one way, and the another day it might totally function in a different way. So it's like that. So risks have got to be taken. Now I'll try to explain to you how to deal with risks properly. Risks are very rewarding, therefore they have to be taken. You have got to find opportunities inside risks. Now there is a procedure, there are a couple of principles that you must know in order to deal with risk properly. Firstly, in this case, is negative risks shall be eliminated at all costs. See, this is what I was trying to tell you in the beginning of the video, that that there are certain negative risks that have got to be identified. Negative risks are those risks that do not have any opportunities in them. If there are just no opportunities in negative risks. See, Microsoft launched Xbox in the market when there was already an ecosystem of PlayStation existing in the market itself. It was dominating the game market. The game console market was completely dominated by PlayStation. It in fact had a PSP, which is a PlayStation Portable, in place to satisfy its low-end customers. But the thing is this, that Microsoft launched Xbox in the market despite of running the risk of being completely thrown out of competition by PlayStation. But that didn't happen for Microsoft, because Xbox completely had different features from that of PlayStation. It was actually running the risk of getting thrown out by its competitor PlayStation, but the marketing strategies that it adopted, the strategies, that the plans and policies that it undertook to launch the Xbox itself was just remarkable. And Xbox still today is doing very good in the game console market. So Xbox actually saw an opportunity in the game console market, and that's what it did. But always you have got to understand that risks are risks that have a hidden opportunity inside it have got to be taken, but negative risks have to be avoided at all costs that do not show any prospects of opportunity. The second one in this principle is, which you will see, is this, that is the if risks cannot be eliminated, then you have got to lower the intensity of it. See, this completely depends on the risk appetite of an enterprise, the sort of risk that an enterprise can take upon itself. So if the risk that is there, you cannot eliminate it, you have got to reduce it to an acceptable level. The acceptable level means the level at which the business enterprise can take such a risk upon itself. And the third principle in this in dealing with risk is this, that if you cannot reduce the intensity of a risk to an acceptable level, then spread it. This is what you have got to do. You have got to spread the risks with insurance and third-party vendors, so that you do not take the risk upon yourself. As I have already told you, negative risk, I'm telling you repeatedly that do not take negative risks at all. Okay, neither I do not support taking negative risks. There are just no opportunities hidden inside negative risk. You would be amazed to hear that Elon Musk, who was the owner of PayPal, actually sold PayPal and invested some of the money in SpaceX. Not just some of the money, actually $100 million in SpaceX, and the rest of the money in Tesla Motors. So that's how he took risks. And see, the thing with this with it is this, that how he saw an opportunity in SpaceX is this, that Elon Musk already knew that PayPal would be having its own competitors in the long run, but there isn't just any company that can compete with SpaceX, is there? So that's what Elon Musk actually understood, and he sold PayPal and invested in SpaceX. Actually, PayPal was a very profitable business endeavor for Elon Musk, but he preferred the SpaceX industry, I mean the SpaceX business, more than PayPal itself. The next thing is this, that with Frederick Smith, who is the owner of FedEx corporations, he took risk taking to a whole new level. Now you must understand that I do not promote or support gambling in any case, but he just took $5,000 to Las Vegas and played blackjack over there to pay his $24,000 gas bill. So if an entrepreneur takes that sort of risk, it's actually very inspiring. But, and again I'm telling you, I do not support or promote gambling, but the fact is this, that and in fact risk is different from gambling completely. As I've already told you that there is no previous data in case of gambling, but in case of risk there are previous data there, and that's why it can be managed. That's why it can be managed properly by planning, by properly organizing, and by properly controlling events within the organization as well as outside the organization. So what are the advantages that you get out of risk taking? First of all, let me tell you that business is all about risk taking. You have just got to take risks. You have just got to see opportunities that are there in the risks, but you have got to eliminate negative risks at all costs. Okay. The second thing is this, that the people who actually take risks are more satisfied with their lives. See, there are no what if events for people like this. They just do not wonder what if what would have happened if I have done this, what would have happened if I have done that. They are just satisfied with their lives because they took all sort of risks for themselves, and they just made their lives how they wanted to make it, and they just do not have any kind of discontent with their life. They are more content with their lives than any other human beings who do not take risks for themselves. The second one is this, that you get to learn a lot from taking risks. If you take risks, you get to learn about the difficulties, you get to learn about the losses. See, you will there are a couple of people who just don't understand that you just need to place your feet in that ground where there, and then see for yourself if that ground is slippery or not. Then only you will be able to understand whether you stand on the firm grounds or not, or whether that ground is slippery. So until and unless you place your feet on it, it's just not possible to gauge, to analyze that. So the thing is this, that you get to learn a lot from risk taking. And the last one is this, that innovation is actually a fallout of risk taking. See, all the innovators have taken different sort of risks. Innovations just emerge out of risk taking. Okay. This SpaceX was an innovation by Elon Musk. Xbox was an innovation by Microsoft, and FedEx was FedEx, the shipping giant, was an innovation of Frederick Smith. So that's how innovation emerges out of risk taking. So with this, it's going to be a wrap up on the session of risk management. I hope you have literally liked this video. If you have liked this video, please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching this video. This is Kaustubh Bhattacharya signing off. Thank you for your time.